Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Eagles Community Arena for tonight's BBL quarter-final trophy clash between the visitors, the Manchester Mystics, and the hometown Newcastle Eagles. Before we get to the team news and the starting five lineups, we'll go to some interviews we did with both coaches and their thoughts about tonight's game, starting with Manchester's Jeff Jones.
I'm here with Coach Jeff of the Manchester Mystics. Coach, firstly, welcome to Newcastle. How was your journey up?
No, it was fine, thanks. Light traffic so far. Nothing's open yet, so it's good.
Now, this is a cup quarter final. It's a must-win game. How are you feeling ahead of today's game?
That's exactly what you said. It's a cup game. You're one and done no matter what happens, and you have to be ready to play. This is our fourth game back since we took a bit of a break, and we're getting there, but we're still a long way away. It'll be a tough battle. I expect they have some offensive weapons that we have to curtail. If we can do that, if we play well on the defensive end of the floor, we should be in with a shot.
Brilliant, Coach. Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Coach, we're back again in the ECA. How are you feeling ahead of tonight's game and what you've classed as a must-win?
Yeah, no, I feel confident. I think the group had a really good week of training. The energy's great. They dialed into all the stuff we've done this week to prepare us defensively, offensively. So I can't wait. Excited.
And on your last game, there was a lot of positives. So I'm assuming there's a positive feel going into tonight's game.
100%. Yeah, we played one of the best teams in the league right now, and we did a very good job ourselves defensively. Worked on a few tweaks offensively. I think Manchester aren't as good defensively as BA, so hopefully we'll find it a little easier to score. So we're ready and excited for today's game.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
So there you have it, the thoughts of both coaches before tonight's game. My own thoughts are that it could be a very close one. Eagles beat Manchester very early in the season in the Cup, but Manchester got revenge in the league by over 20 points just a couple of months ago. But for tonight, one person love to introduce to you all and really pleased to have alongside me, the man who I think is probably Britain's most influential and best women's basketball analyst. Paul Nielsen's in the house tonight, joining me as co-commentator. Welcome, Paul.
Thanks, Jeff. Very grand introduction. Thanks for that. Great to be here. My first live game in 11 months. Great to be here back again seeing basketball and for my local team, the Eagles. Also, obviously, Manchester peppered with Great Britain internationals. Really class team. And I think tonight I'm looking forward to seeing how the Eagles can try and escape from that difficult league form. You know, it's in the trophy, it's a bit of a one-off for them. I know Coach Bunton has said pre-game about this is the one that he wanted to win this month. So plenty to look forward to, lots of interesting matchups, and obviously the Eagles go into this one as probably huge underdogs. But, you know, it's a trophy, it's a knockout, so, you know, can they actually get the win that they need?
Yeah, it's a good point about, you know, the Eagles being the underdogs, because a lot of people thought the Eagles side that they put together at the beginning of the season was going to be one that could challenge for honours. And I know, as you mentioned there, Coach Bunton did look at the side of the trophy that he was in and thought there's a path to the final there. But things have taken a turn for the worse for them. I have to say, though, that in recent games have been a little bit unlucky, the Eagles. They lost a close one at home to Cardiff, 79-77, where they looked as if they were going to win that one. They probably should then have beaten Caledonia Pride on the road. Lost out in the final quarter, probably because they were a little bit short-handed. And then they played Barking London Lions on Sunday, and I think a lot of people were expecting that to be a 30, possibly even 40-point win for the London Lions. And the Eagles put up a tremendous show, and they went into the last final quarter with the game tied, but just ran out of legs in the end. And just the experience, I think a little bit more experience from the London Lions got them through. But as Paul's already mentioned, this Manchester side is littered not just with GB internationals, but other experienced players from the Women's British Basketball League, and of course coached by Jeff Jones, who, you know, has been there, seen it, done the T-shirt, and probably ironed the T-shirt. Although sometimes looking at Jeff, I'm not so sure about that. Anyway, starting fives for both sides. For the visitors, we have number 3, Nicolette Fonglu Key. Number 8, Georgia Jones, who's obviously the captain. Number 9, Hannah Shaw. Number 10, Rihanna Bailey, and number 24, the American Sophie Song, who had a really impressive game here early season in our first game in England. For the Eagles, not surprisingly, Chris Bunton goes with his starting 5 from Sunday, who gave him such a good run for so long, and that's number 4, the American point guard, Maddie McVicker, number 9, Abby Lowe, number 13, Deborah Rodriguez Perez, number 14, Ori Chukwu Etu, and number 23, Alison Gorel. Thoughts about the starting 5, Paul, at all?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a huge emphasis, as always, on Gorel for the Eagles. I think one of the things that she has to get right is the volume of shots that she's going to take. Obviously, she's going to try and carry the Eagles a little bit on her shoulder. Not that she's the only talent, but she, that's a fine line to try and walk, I think, when you're on an underdog team. Manchester, I'm guessing Coach Jones will just rotate a lot of quality, much deeper roster, and I think the big fear for the Eagles is that even if they play well, they might just get worn down. You've just alluded to the fact that obviously they ran out of steam in previous games, and that's probably the biggest concern, along with a lack of size.
Yeah, I think the lack of size is one of the things which does worry Coach Bunton. Deborah Rodriguez Perez is coming in, not a scorer, but she does a really good job for them in the centre, but she is prone to foul trouble a little bit as well. So, as you say, I think a lot of it depends on Alison Gorel and Gorel, whichever way. Sometimes I'll say Gorel, sometimes I say Gorel. But I always think it's interesting as well with Alison is the fact that I don't know how many people know this, but she's actually the partner of Ramon Fletcher. And they're both very similar. You know what they're both going to do, but it's whether he can stop them is another question, isn't it, really? Something. And it's interesting last week that in the games they played, they both scored exactly 66 points as well. So that's what you can really call keeping it in the family.
It'll be interesting how much they talk about basketball away from here, whether the type of couple who just want to forget about it and kind of talk about other things. Quite an interesting dynamic. I'm sure that's something that will be covered by the club in the future in more depth. Yeah,
Alison's she's got her own sort of mind performance coaching company as well, so she does a lot of that, and apparently she gets Fletcher to do the craft work for her as well. So, but they seem a good couple together, and they've been together for a few years now, and it's amazing to have two such talents in Newcastle being able to play, so that's good. Manchester, of course, as Paul mentioned, you've got the likes of Hannah Shaw, who used to play here, of course, Georgia Jones. One person missing tonight is Dominique Allen. She would have made a difference because she's been 6'4" and good rebounder as well. She averages 10 rebounds a game. And then you've got Nicolette Fonglu Key, who played here for the Eagles as well. And then the Manchester can bring a couple of players off the bench who have been one who we know very well, which is Helen Naylor, forward. But a girl to really watch is Ebony Horton, who has really come to prominence this year. Very exciting talent, only 21. And I think she kind of looks as if she may be headed towards the GB squad as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the case. I think Coach Bunton said in a recent podcast that the young players in the WBBL are its future. Sounds an obvious thing to say. And we just had a pause there when I was in free flow, just for the players getting down on one knee. But yep, let's see how this one goes.
Ball's up. Rodriguez Perez wins it, and it's the Eagles with the first offense with Alison Gorel. Maddie McVicker goes to the corner. Rodriguez Perez comes out. Sabi Lowe. Yes, Chukwuetu. McVicker for three. That one's off, and Hannah Shaw, good box out and takes the rebound. Gives it to Nicola Fonglu Key. Inside to Hannah Shaw. Hannah Shaw bullying Deborah Rodriguez Perez and puts the first 2 points in.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup there. I mean, when you get isolated like that, not much help. It's pretty much a one-on-one battle. That'll be interesting to see how that develops and whether Rodriguez can get something going down the other end of the floor.
Here's Abby Lowe. Gorel, McVicker to the elbow. 2 point shots, good for Maddie McVicker. Eagles responding. Here's Georgia Jones now. Moving the ball forward. Shaw sets the screen. Comes back round Bailey. That's a really good. It's a good look, good pass, but nice deflection by Rodriguez Perez.
Yeah, good awareness there on the defence with a pass coming a great hand. Gives Newcastle a chance to reset.
There's Bailey. Jones, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Goes out to Fong Loo Kee. 3-point shot's too long. Abby Lowe as well with the rebound. Goes coast to coast at the other end, but can't make the layup. Great rebound by Rodriguez Perez, but she can't make the backup. Recycled by Chuku Etu. Back out to Gorrell. Eagles reset. Maddie McVicker going all the way to the basket. Nice right-handed reverse layup for 2 points. Maddie McVicker off to a good start.
The Eagles looking really active. That's the important thing for a team that's lost so many games. Plenty of movement, plenty of hustle, and that's a good start. I think Coach Bunn will be happy with the first couple of minutes.
Yes. Back out here's Bailey for 3, left-handed shooter. That one's off, and Gorrell in the right place for the rebound. Rodriguez Perez a hand up. Ali Gorrell's going to go hard to the basket, and she's made that layup. Good start for the Eagles. Both guards on the board. 6-2 their lead. 7:50 to go. And that might well be a foul. Yep. Abby Lowe.
Just a bit.
Abby Lowe had 7 steals against Caledonia Pride last Saturday. It's one of the things that she does look to do, is get in front of opposition players and try to steal the ball, but that time a little bit over aggressive and foul given.
But you don't mind that, because I think as a coach you're giving the offensive team a kind of message that it's not going to be easy all night, so I don't think you mind that too much.
Nice give and go, and a nice basket there by, just trying to check which one it was. Yes, Sophie Song. There's McVicker, Chukwuetu, Gorrell. Nice ball movement by the Eagles. Rodriguez Perez against Shaw. Hook shots too hard. Rebound taken by Song and into Georgia Jones. I was talking before about Alison Gorrell and Ramon Fletcher, and of course Georgia Jones is engaged to Leicester Jamal Anderson, so there's another basketball couple. And funny enough, they both wear number 8, and that's a great drive by Georgia Jones. Picked a moment really well. Basket is good, and the foul is on Rodriguez Perez, and she'll go up the round line to shoot at 1.
Great crossover by Jones. Just use her experience, get to the hoop, it opened up. She drew the arm one, but I actually thought the play before was very interesting when Rodriguez tried the hook shot. I think the Eagles would probably be better served looking for the inside outside. They've got a lot of shooters. See if she can start kicking that ball out of the post.
Eagles try to get 4 players off for the rebound for some reason. Jones knocks it down anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Eagles recycle. Manchester take that early lead, 7-6. There's Lowe, Chukwuetu, McVicker. Shot clock ticking down. Great pass inside by McVicker, but Gorrell can't get a shot off. Gives it out to Rodriguez Perez. Rodriguez Perez almost gets it to Chukwuetu in there for the rebound in front of Hannah Shaw, but she can't gather it in. The ball goes dead.
Love the way Chukwuetu rebounds. She's everywhere on the offensive glass, even though she's not the tallest.
Yeah, we just talked about that on Sunday actually with Mark Eldican. Energy is infectious, to be honest, and she's probably the most, well, not probably, she is the most improved player in the Eagles. Oh, that's a lovely pass. Great pass from Fong Loo Kee. Found Bailey under the basket and she laid it in for 2. It's McVicker. Back out to Gorrell. Manchester's defense doing well. For 3, doesn't go. Georgia Jones comes down with it. Fong Loo Kee, Bailey, dummies against Lowe, tries to go back outside, but Ali Gorrell's there to pick it off. Gorrell just misses it. There you go. Chukwuetu in for the rebound again. Abby Lowe can't make it, and this time it's Fong Loo Kee who comes away with it.
A lot of contact on that Gorrell play. She'd be disappointed. Oh, and then
foul at the other end. Yeah. Georgia Jones foul going to the basket, shooting the basket, foul from behind.
It's interesting on the play before last for the Eagles when Gorrell, I think she was looking for somebody to come and screen so she could just blast down in the lane, but there was nothing off the ball.
Georgia Jones' first one's no rolls off. Second one is good. Georgia Jones off to a good start. 4 points there, personal. There's Mark Vicker. Oh, it's good hands by Fong Lu Ki.
I think Coach Bunton start thinking about a change, Jeff. It's like getting that kind of time where they're doing a good job, but just thinking bodies-wise, who's he going to take out first? Difficult.
It's quite often it'll be Deborah Rodriguez Perez, because I don't think she's ever expected to play as many minutes as she's been playing. There's a nice move from her. 2 points, good, great move, and manages to get it over Hannah Shaw for 2 points.
I'll give her a lot of confidence. Nice move.
Song. It's Hannah Shaw. Fong Lu Ki. Nice movement, but good defense from the Eagles as well. Or they missed the switch there, and Bailey almost took advantage of it. Nicolette launches the three, it doesn't go. Ball bounces around, drops to Georgia Jones, and she's deadly from 3-point range. 40% 3-point shoot, and she's knocked that one down straight away. Early lead for Manchester at 13-8. Abby Lowe to Gorell. Abby Lowe driving in. Nice drive by Abby Lowe. She's fouled by Hannah Shaw. She turned. Good quick feet from Abby Lowe. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. First one rattles in and out. Second one's too strong. Bailey takes a rebound. As regards Chris Bunton and his substitutions, I think the first one in will probably be Georgia Smith. Whether it'll be probably for Ori Chukwuetu, but we'll see. Fong Lu Ki, nice pass. Good shot from Sophie Song, but didn't make it. And that's battle for the rebound. Sees the ball go dead, and it'll be Manchester ball. It's 2 changes. Ori Chukwuetu does come out for Georgia Jones, and Abby Lowe comes out for Rachel Bland.
Well, I was just looking at Rodriguez there. I don't know if she was hoping she might get a rest.
She did actually have to ask on Sunday.
She looked almost disappointed.
So I think she's went on a nice drive to the basket by Fong Lu Ki there. 2 points for Manchester. And off to a really good start. Here's Georgia Jones pushing it hard. Rodriguez Perez back out to Georgia Jones and across to Gorell. Thought about the 3 briefly. Now she's going to drive behind the back. Back out to Georgia Smith. Maddie McVicker, she'll drive all the way and up it goes. 2 points for McVicker. Tough play by McVicker, because she was guarded very well by Ebony Horton, who's come on. Ebony Horton was excellent here early season and laid down a marker for the season she's been having. Travel called on Hannah Shaw. Good defense by Rodriguez Perez.
You just get that sense the Eagles just hanging in nicely. Big 3 minutes, because I think after the recent form that we keep talking about, they just need to put in a good quarter, finishing on from that Lions game when they lost, but they actually played well.
That's McVicker, Bland, Smith again. Rodriguez Perez not even watching. Don't know what the call was, but she had her back to the play, and I think both players weren't watching really, because she had her back to the play, and Georgia Smith didn't notice it.
Don't even think the referee was looking, because the ball went out. He
wasn't
took
sure.
a while to signal. Yeah.
Fong Lu Ki, 3-point shot is up by Ebony Horton. It's off, and that's going to be a foul. Is it a foul on Rachel Bland? It is. Even though she was one that tumbled to the floor. Sophie Song and Hannah Shaw come out.
Maya Bratka coming in. I didn't see who else came.
Deborah Rodriguez Perez goes out. Abby Lowe goes in. Maya Bratka is coming in, and I think Manchester did make another substitution. Catch up when the game stops. Ebony Horton for 3 from the corner, doesn't make it. Good box out though. Back out again, Georgia Jones takes Georgia Smith. And that one's in and out as well, but Manchester got plenty of offensive rebounds at the moment. Georgia Jones calls the play, 2:30 to go. They lead 15 to 10. She's going to go behind the back, going all the way. Nice pass out. Ebony Horton thought about the three, but this time drives inside. Little floater, and it takes its time. You're dropping in, and I think Chris Bunton decides he's going to have a timeout.
Well, I'm calling this as probably the smallest lineup the Eagles have ever had in franchise history.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Funny enough, we did mention it on Friday. You're probably right. Just having when you consider that Lisa Cooper at the beginning of the season, who was 6'6",
But as soon as Rodriguez come out, I mean, the mismatches there were just, it was take your pick, really. Really difficult job for Chris Bunton to try and kind of figure this one out. Already his team down by 7.
I think the other thing as well is there seemed to be a little bit more intensity about them on Sunday. Whether that was because there was no pressure on them at all, something we talked about that after the end of the game. They weren't expected to do anything on Sunday, and that's sometimes releasing that pressure, you can play better. This is a game where they've targeted the win, so perhaps they're a little bit apprehensive in the early going.
I think when I looked at that last play and you saw how small they were, I think players like Gorel have really got to kind of step inside and I think set the tone for the other players and really get their elbows up, box out, do a strong job, because whilst the Eagles would like her to obviously be more productive offensively, I think when they've got the small lineup on, she's got to really help out and really lead by example.
I think as well that's one of the reasons why Jeff Jones has probably put Maya back there, and it's Vanessa Accra is the other one who has come in as well. It's Abby Lowe who's brought the ball up. Georgia Smith, nice bounce pass. Yeah, Maddie McVicker just couldn't take it, but it's come off the foot of Fong Lu Ki. She didn't look too convinced about it, but it's been given as an Eagles ball. I think one of the other issues that I've had with the Eagles is that if it's not McVicker or Gorel shooting, it's very often nobody else. Although Georgia Smith did put that shot up, it was a good shot, but it didn't go. Fong Lu Ki drives into the key, Bratka back out, goes to set the screen. Gets in at Ebony Horton, nice pass by Ebony Horton and a lovely bucket by Georgia Jones cutting off the screen. Intelligent pass from Horton. Here's Gorel, steps back for 2, knocks it down for 2. Can't allow Alison Gorel to take that back step. Eagles just about in this at the moment, 19-12 down with a minute and a half to go to the quarter. Ebony Horton turns, spins, that's too strong. Abby Lowe gets up in front, but knocks it dead.
Yeah, I think Coach Bunton just saying Abby's just got to get position under the basket there. Could have easily been a foul if Mystics had put that one up.
Helen Naylor comes on for Nicolette Fong Lu Ki.
Not bad when Helen Naylor's your eighth choice player, is it?
No, it's not at all. Maddie McVicker takes a seat. Millie Oates comes on. There's Naylor straight into the action. Finds Jones. Jones 9 points personal already. Eagles press zone defense is doing well here. Georgia Jones has to put up a long 3. It doesn't go on the buzzer. Abby Lowe decides that she's not going to ignore the fact that she would possibly foul. Rachel Bland, nice step. Back out Abby Lowe, good head fake. But unfortunately, just too far for the Eagles to go. Millie Oates though gets down on the ground. It's been given as a backcourt violation because she touched it first.
Yeah, opportunities to shoot Coach Bunton. I think 3 players. I mean, I'm surprised Gorel didn't take it at first, but definitely when Rachel Bland did a good job and stepped inside, I thought just make that jump shot, but obviously maybe a lack of confidence. It's
what I was saying about the tend to, they're looking for the same players almost all the time. I mean, this girl, Ebony Horton, hasn't made one yet, but she's certainly not frightened to shoot. Eagles another chance, 35 seconds. They go quickly. Alison Gorell's going to go quickly as well. He gets to the, that's a tried to steal it, but hits her on the hand. Manchester not in the penalty, so that'll be a sideline ball. Or is they giving it as a shot? Yeah, they've seen it. She gathered it.
It's interesting because Coach Bunton was screaming about to go and get the ball. You kind of knew what was going to happen, but I don't think the Mystics was as switched on as they could have been there, because for all the world she was going coast to coast.
Tried to create the 2-for-1, really, wasn't it? A case of that on. She's knocked both free throws down, so that brings the Eagles to within 5. And even if Manchester take a full 24, they should get at least one more shot. So one good stop here, and then a score, and they'll be right back in this game. Jones, Oates on Jones. Not quite sure what's going on there. That's going to be a second foul on Abby Lowe. She tries to steal the ball. Georgia Jones very nearly travelled on at least 2 occasions.
Doubly frustrating. I think that for Lowe been difficult for the Mystics to score from that point on the court, and obviously is that a second foul after she had that hard foul even at the end of the first quarter.
Bradka knocks the first one down. Eagles will have 12.5 seconds to reply. If she makes this, it'll be a 7-point gap. She does make it, so it's a 7-point gap. Eagles 12.5 seconds left for the one shot. Although the way Ali Gorel attacked there, I thought she was going to go straight for. She shoots the 3, knocks down the 3. Ali Gorel, and it'll have to be a heave from Georgia Jones, and that's a nice heave, but well short. So Ali Gorel keeps the Eagles in it with that 3-point shot virtually on the buzzer. 21-17, probably just about the scoreline you would expect, and I think Manchester Mystics deserve the 4-point lead.
Yeah, probably are more. If you're Manchester, you're probably going to be disappointed at only going in at the end of the first quarter by 4. So Gorell almost thinking, well, is somebody going to come and set a screen? Oh no, you're all in the corner. I'll just drain the 3, no problem.
Okay. We'll go to a quick advert break. Oh, there isn't any adverts today. All right. Well, there you go. So we're not going to go to an advert break. So just have a quick look at the early scorers. Unsurprisingly, after those that 3-point shot, Alison Gorell up to 9 points personal. She also has 2 assists. Maddie McVicker has 6 points personal. I think the other 2 points for the Eagles coming from Rodriguez Perez. And for Manchester, all the starters have scored at least 2 points, except Georgia Jones, who has 9 points, and Ebony Horton off the bench has 2, and Maya Bratka has 2 as well.
The stat that really astounds me is that Manchester have jacked up 9 3-pointers when they've got the size advantage. I mean, if you remember at the beginning of the game, I think it was Hannah Shaw basically scored inside, and they've not really looked inside other than driving. So, 1 of 9 from outside. So I think it's a bit of a bittersweet pill for Jeff Jones, because they've still played well and they're still winning, but you'd probably like to see that percentage creep up, and obviously that would be a concern for the Eagles. Having said that, the Eagles have only put up 3 threes, and I'm surprised, because obviously again with the height disadvantage, you would have thought they might have been tempted to jack up more.
So back out, Ali Gorel getting second quarter rest. It's Millie Oates, Georgia Jones, and Fong Lu Ki. That's a good steal from Rodriguez Perez from behind. And Accra it is who fumbles it over the line. Chukwu Etu inbounds to Georgia Smith. Georgia Smith, of course, a former Manchester Mystics player. So against their old club here. Chukwu Etu, Eagles again, ball movement around. Georgia Smith with a long 3, just hits the front of the rim, but Eagles might well get that ball. Fong Lu Ki trying to save it, couldn't quite make it there. Yes, the reinforcements coming in as Maya Bratka comes out. Song come on, yeah, I'm just looking, it's Vanessa Accra who comes out. Very stylish leave of the court.
That's like me when I'm pretending to jog.
There's Rachel Bland. Nelly Oates. Nice pass. It was a really good pass, but Rodriguez Perez's layup was just too tough, or too hard, sorry. Neela brings it away. Yes, Song. Lu Ki. Ebony Horton drives hard again into the basket. Comes outside. Sophia Song decides not to shoot it. Helen Naylor does shoot it. It's in and out again. Good rebound by Hannah Shaw. Excellent putback. Top play by Hannah Shaw inside.
Yeah, bread and butter for Hannah Shaw that inside. Nothing really much Rodriguez can do.
Smith. Chukwuetu. She's just slipped there and is stripped by Fong Lu Ki. She actually bounce passes the ball away from the basket. Nice pass though by Helen Naylor. Nice ball movement to Nicola Lee Fong Yu. Oh, sorry, get the right way around. Fong Lu Ki to Ebony Horton, and Ebony Horton for 2 points. And it's an 8-point gap. See Alison Gore already ready to come back in. Smith to Dominique Perez. Chukwuetu for 3. Not her shot really, but she had to shoot it.
Yeah, but you sense trouble there for the Eagles. It's often the case is not a stoppage or the ball doesn't go out. They had Maddie McVicker and Gorell waiting to come in. They're in now.
Yeah, in for Blandon Smith. Ebony Horton brings it up. Song and Horton play the two-person game, and nice pass into Shaw, back out. Ebony Horton fakes it. She's going to try and find Hannah Shaw, but great job by Rodriguez Perez. But Helen Naylor for 3. It's in and out. And Deborah Rodriguez Perez does really well to get that ball away. Great defense by her, not offense from Manchester. Here's McVicker. Chukwuetu, this time it's into Rodriguez Perez, and she goes against Hannah Shaw. It's a great block by Hannah Shaw though. She's seen that too many times, I think, Hannah. Helen Naylor skips it over. Horton, Song, back out to Naylor. Naylor knocked the ball dead by Millie Oates. Good defense there by Millie Oates. Georgia Jones back in, and Ebony Horton has a seat.
Yeah, the Eagles just need, I think, just a little bit more solidity defensively, allowing the Mystics to move the ball too easily. That's better.
Yep. Oh, it was a hard pass. It was a hard pass all day. It was picked off by Georgia Jones. I think we saw that one up here, Paul, didn't we? I think we could see where it was going. Manchester get the ball back.
There's so much quality on the Mystics team that you just feel once they start moving the ball too readily, they're just going to pick you apart when you're full of international players. You know, you need it ugly if you're the Eagles. You need it scrappy. You need it slow. You need it, you know, pretty horrible from a Mystics offensive point of view.
Fong Lu Ki. Good hands again by Millie Oates. I think she'll be taking a seat though. Yep, she does. And Rachel Bland back in.
No, good job by Oates. Before she had that bounce past to Rodriguez, she's got a good defensive stop there, so she's affecting the game. That's all you can ask for your bench players.
Song for 3. Knocks it down. 11-point the gap. Eagles need to score. Gorell, Rodriguez Perez, Chukwuetu into Alison Gorell, with good defensive play by Sophie Song.
Again, nothing on the ball, no screens. Be static.
Cut by Maddie McVicker, but well guarded by Fong Lu Ki. Here's Ali Gorell turns the corner. Nice 2-point shot.
Straight off the screen.
Yeah.
You know, what a difference. It's like night and day when somebody sets that screen.
Gives you that much more space and chance of Hannah Shaw at the other end. Replies, doesn't make it. Chukwuetu takes the rebound and Eagles off to the races. McVicker for 3, up and doesn't go. Chukwuetu's in there for the rebound, but taken by Georgia Jones. It's more about what we've noticed with Ori Chukwuetu. She doesn't necessarily go for the first rebound. She gambles quite a lot on the girls not taking the ball and picks up the loose one. Yes, Hannah Shaw though, she's going to go against Deborah Rodriguez Perez. Doesn't make that one. Ball comes out. Our production team once again refereeing the game beautifully.
Well, you called the travel before that, but
There's Ali Gorrell. Oh, nice pass, Rachel
Nice
Bland.
pass.
Excellent extra pass. He's really got to make those type of baskets. Really good work to get Deborah Rodriguez-Perez wide open, but she couldn't knock down the two. And that's a tough one at the other end, but good job by Ali Gorrell. Hannah Shaw can't stop her. She's going to go for three from coast to coast three. Nope, doesn't make it. Maddie McVicker comes up with a rebound. Long rebound. Eagles hustling, but McVicker for three. That hits the front of the rim. Eagles certainly putting up some threes in this quarter. There seem to be anyway. Sophia Song can't make that one. Chukwuedo comes up with it. Ali Gorrell skips it to McVicker. McVicker for three. That one's off as well, but Rachel Bland perfectly placed for the rebound, and that's a travel. She goes up. It was almost as if Maddie McVicker shot that knowing the rebound was going to fall to Rachel Bland.
I'm actually, the one element of this game that I'm absolutely loving, Jeff, is this kind of, you can tell the Eagles want to run up and down, but I don't know whether the run and gun kind of suits their fitness level and their depth. Yeah. So they're caught between two stools a little bit, jacking up early shots, not taking time on the offense when they obviously can get a breather. So it is a bit of a difficult mental challenge at the moment for them, and I'm sure that's something that Coach Bunton, as well as adjustments and the technical side, has got to try and keep his team G'd up.
Jeff Jones has taken the time out. I don't know why he feels he needs this, just to give his team a bit of a break and just make sure that they don't switch off.
I think that their offense has been a little bit scruffy in the last few minutes. They were really slick kind of towards the end of the first quarter and the first couple of minutes of the second quarter. But I think they've just went off the boil a little bit offensively, and you can almost see from his actions, I don't know what he's saying, but it's kind of a calm down and just control the game.
Yeah.
You know. But actually, I mean, that's a compliment to the Eagles that one, he's had to call it, and two, they've managed to keep it quite a game that hasn't had a lot of kind of finesse in the last few minutes. Just allows them to hang in there, doesn't it, at 9 points?
I'll be looking for a stop here. Rosie Hines has come on for her first minutes. Sophia Song, here's Rosie Hines. Turns the corner, nice pass into Hannah Shaw, who's got a good position under the basket. And that's bread and butter, as Paul said before. 2 points for Hannah Shaw. Just 11-point gap now. Just getting a bit dangerous for the Eagles. Rodriguez Perez. Rachel Bland takes it off her. Ali Gorrell deep in the shot clock every time for the Eagles. Ali Gorrell's got nowhere to go there. Has to come back to McVicker. McVicker this time lets the trigger go and downs the three.
Well, she certainly buys enough tickets, we'll see.
Yeah, she certainly likes to shoot the three, Maddie McVicker. Yes, Hines. Georgia Jones. Hannah Shaw. 3-point shot is off from Nicolette. Maddie McVicker's going to go coast to coast. Can't make the layup though. Tough to make that layup over Hannah Shaw. As Georgia Jones kicks it out, Rosie Hines thought about the three but didn't shoot it in the end. Sophia Song into Hannah Shaw. Hannah Shaw spun round Deborah Rodriguez Perez but couldn't make the layup. Eagles still only outside of 8 and they've got an offense going here. McVicker into Rodriguez Perez. Just to see if anybody cuts. There's going to be a foul inside. Foul by Sophia Song. Georgia Smith comes in. And, Deborah Rodriguez Perez coming out. Looks as if she needs that press there.
I think that was a welcome patient offense. It just got a bit too up and down for the Eagles, as we said earlier. Gorrell back out to Chukwuedo. Nice pass in by Georgia Smith. Good tough battling by Ali Gorrell inside, and she makes the two. Very determined player, but it was a nice pass from Georgia Smith to open it up. Eagles back to within 6, 2:48 to go in the half. Nice ball movement from Manchester. Back out to Georgia Smith.
Georgia Smith, sorry, it was Georgia Jones, and she doesn't make that. It's Smith and Jones, that takes us back, Paul. It's good hustle again by Chukwuetu. She must be a really annoying player to play against, Ori Chukwuetu. She's always buzzing around the ball.
Yeah, you need eyes in the back of your head, I think, if you're going to take the defensive rebound with her either side of you, sometimes above you, leaping up.
Fong Lu Ki sets it up. Strong drive by Sophia Song, and she's going to get the basket and the foul on Maddie McVicker, so she'll get an and one. And one opportunity, first foul on McVicker. I'm sure McVicker was convinced it was a foul, but
Coach Bunton offering a highlights package for the referee. DVDs in the post.
yeah, Chris Bunton, well known for being a feisty coach.
Apparently we've got an advert coming up in the next break. It's not for Hermes, is it? For Coach Bunton?
Wow. That's incredible battling by Ali Gorella once again, and keeping our side right in this game. 7 points the gap, 1:55 to go. Accra gives it to Hines and Jones. Back out to Nicolette, and there's Sophie Song for three, doesn't make it. Rachel Bland as well. Will try to bounce the ball off. Georgia Jones couldn't make it. Sophia Song back out. Fong Lu Ki, Rosie Haynes back out, but there's good hands by Georgia Smith. Seems to have been a long offense, and there's still 10 seconds left on the clock. There's Georgia Jones. Accra for two. Nice bucket from Accra. And that's going to be a timeout call by Chris Bunton.
Did that shot clock start from 34?
it seemed to be an awful long
Wasn't
24
just feeling,
seconds. No, it did to me, because I looked, and I think it was Nicolette Fong Lu Ki went into the, and I thought, oh, she's going to take the shot, because and then I looked, I thought it was 14 seconds left still. I didn't know where it had come from.
Made Boris's map out of lockdown seem quite quick, didn't it? It was a play that went on forever, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Here's our advert for our sponsor, Give to Local, who sponsor both the men's and ladies teams here at Eagles Community Arena. An excellent local community company who support grassroots sports. So we've got 1:19 to go. Eagles down by 9. Coach Bunton calling the timeout. I guess he's just probably looking for a little bit more on offense. Defensively, they've done quite well, the Eagles. Particularly against, as you said before, Paul, we're giving away a sort of size advantage as well.
Well, we said after the end of the first quarter, they were 1 from 3 from outside. They're now 1 of 8 in the second quarter. So they've, don't know whether that's just tiredness or just they've just had to do it, but they've jacked up a lot more 3-point attempts.
Again, you know, you look where's the scoring coming from, and you know Ali Gorell's going to provide the bulk of it. And that's a tough pass that from Georgia Smith in Georgia Jones. It was, who cut it off. Maddie McVicker tried to get to the ball, couldn't make it. Sophia Song, Jones, Accra, back to Hines, Jones. Nice ball movement from Manchester. Good step over by Song, and that'll be a foul by Rachel Bland. Nice ball movement for Manchester though.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, the control earlier that Jeff Jones, I think, is wanting Manchester to inject back into their play. Whenever they seem to move the ball, they kind of pick the Eagles apart.
Hines, Jones, Fong Lu Ki. Nearly. Nice pass. Rosie Hines, too strong the shot though. Chukwuetu for the rebound. Here's Mark Vicker. Gorell She's going to go for two. In off the glass, Ali Gorel.
Eagles want the and one, I think, of the foul.
7 the gap. Manchester holding for the last shot of the half. Shot clock is off. Hines to Jones. Sophia Song. Jones for three. Knocks it down. She's done that so many times in her career. Virtually on the button. And that just extends the lead to double digits at 38-28 as we go into the half. And a little bit disappointing for the Eagles to concede that three right on the buzzer. But they've tried to stay in the game and they've battled hard. But Manchester just looking a little class above at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of a signal there on the buzzer because I think it might just take a little bit of wind out of the Eagles' sails. But to be perfectly honest, I think 6 to 10 points is probably what we would probably have predicted at half time when you saw the starting fives, and we had that moment when Helen Naylor come on as the eighth choice for the Mystics, one of the WBBL's all-time great players still. So I think overall the Eagles have competed well. They've kind of done a lot of dirty work best they could, but I think you can just tell that Manchester Mystics have the deeper rotation, more experience, and also probably a slightly better kind of roster of players. So, you know, it's not over. It's 10 points. It'll be an uphill battle, but I think the Eagles will at least be proud of the first half display.
Okay, thanks for that, Paul, and we'll leave you for 10 minutes or so and get some stats together and return with those stats and further thoughts before the second half starts. But the halftime score is Manchester Mystics 38, Newcastle Eagles 28. Back to the Eagles Community Arena for the second half of today's BBL quarter-final clash between the hometown Newcastle Eagles and the Manchester Mystics. Mystics leading 38-28. Just having a quick look at the scorers. For the Eagles, there's only 3 players have scored. Ali Gorel has 17 points on 7 of 9 shooting. She also has 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Maddie McVicker has 9 points, that's on 4 of 9 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3-point range, and Deborah Rodriguez Perez, she has 2 points. Ori Chukwuetu hasn't scored a point, but she has managed to take 6 rebounds. She is the game's leading rebounder. Georgia Jones has 5 rebounds to go alongside 12 points, and Hannah Shaw has 6 points with 4 rebounds. Sophie Song 8 points and 2 rebounds. But Paul's point before about Manchester having a bit more balance and depth, well, they at the moment have 8 players who have all scored, and all 10 players have actually played the least amount of minutes by Maya Bracker at 3 minutes, whereas the Eagles, of their 10, they've still got 2 who haven't played. That's Yamisi Maful and Molly Arnold. So it's going to be a tough one for the Eagles in the second half. They haven't scored a single point of turnovers, whereas Manchester have got 9 points in the paint, or 22 to 14, and rebounds 24 to Manchester, including 9 offensive and 19 to the Eagles. I think the other stats as well, fairly similar. Eagles have 7 assists and 5 turnovers. Manchester 1 more assist with 8 and 1 less turnover with 4. So you see, even just by the stats and the indexes, that not just leading by points wise, but in all categories as well.
So you do wonder if Coach Jones for the Mystics is kind of happy with Gorell going off for 30 points if there's literally very little support. Might not overcompensate in terms of too much attention on her, just keep it quite similar. I mean, I have to say to be shooting 77% considering the defensive attention she still had in the first half. It was a great job. So the Eagles, it's going to find it hard with so many offensive sources that the Mystics have. Hard to turn that tap off. Whereas I think if you're the Mystics, you've got the choice of, do you just let Gorell go and focus on the second, third, fourth scorers for the Eagles and shutting them down? Be interesting what strategy they employ as we get underway for the second half. Yeah.
I can always remember, I don't know if you were at the game where, I think it was a cup game down in London where the Towers and Eagles faced off, and Jerry Williams was playing for the Towers, and he went up, I think he scored 46 or 44 points, and he didn't have a single assist in the game, and Fab just kept saying, just let him score, just let him score, we'll take care of the rest. And I think it's probably what Manchester are thinking about doing with Ali Gorell. Eagles didn't get a point then. Gorell steps back for two, doesn't make it. Abby Lowe and Chukwueto in there, but Rhian Bailey comes up with it, and Nicolette Fong Lu Ki. There's Rhian Bailey. Sophie Song wide open, but that's a flat one, hits the front of the rim. Rodriguez Perez takes it. Ali Gorell is going to go all the way. No, she's not. She's going to come back out to Maddie McVicker. McVicker puts up the three. That one's off as well. Sophie Song takes the long rebound.
I think for me, Abby Lowe is the key for the Eagles. She didn't really get a chance. I think two fouls in that first half. Bit frustrated on the bench quite a bit. So opportunity for her to step up and keep the Eagles in the game. Nice pass inside.
Yeah, great pass by Hannah Shaw, and Rhian Bailey lays it in for two. So much experience between those two, certainly. Here's Lowe. Puts it in down low to Rodriguez Perez. Gorell to McVicker. McVicker, nice step up for two, can't make it. Abby Lowe takes the rebound, she can't make it, but a good rebound by Rodriguez Perez. And the Eagles recycle back into Ali Gorell, comes to the charity line, step back two, that's no good either. Few chances there for the Eagles. Didn't make them though. Hannah Shaw eventually comes away with the rebound, and Jones can set it up for the Mystics. Nice inside out play, and 2 points for Hannah Shaw. Takes her to 8 points personal. I think part of the problem for me with the Eagles at times is that McVicker and Gorell just seem to look for each other, and not a lot else going on. But as you can see here, yes, Abby Lowe comes out for three. That one doesn't go. An easy, uncontested rebound by Sophia Song.
Yeah, but I mean, the other players on the court have to look as though, they want the ball, they can take the responsibility, they've got to demand the ball, they've got to obviously put that confidence in the two main scorers that they can also contribute. So I think it works both ways, although it's a good point that you do make. Offensive foul called there.
Yeah.
And Shaw, I think.
Maddie McVicker takes a seat. Georgia Smith comes back on. Interesting, Georgia Smith made a very brave decision, I thought, at the beginning of the season, Paul, to take being called Smith and deciding to take the number 10 shirt in Newcastle.
Yeah. Legendary Charles Smith on the men's side, of course.
Yeah. Still playing, Charles Smith, playing D1 basketball for Team Newcastle at the age of 45. Contributing well to Mark Eldigan's team. That's a great drive by Abby Lowe, and fouled by Hannah Shaw, though she doesn't fully agree, but Abby Lowe almost didn't stop running, ran straight to the charity stripe. It's a third foul on Hannah Shaw.
I suppose Charles Smith was never known for, it was never about his quickness, was it? It was always just about his scoring ability and smarts.
Abby Lowe makes her first points of the game. She's been doing quite well recently, been averaging over 10 points a game. The Eagles won that second half, knocks down both free throws and cuts the gap to 12. Manchester, though, still looking comfortable at the moment. Fong Lu Ki.
Eagles trying to apply a bit of pressure with more of a pressing defense.
Sophia Song comes up with a great rebound by Hannah Shaw, and that's a foul by Rodriguez Perez.
Frustrating. Very frustrating.
Not much you can do really is when you're battling for a rebound like that. You know what you're supposed to do. with your elbows, you can't hide them, can you? Ryan Bailey, back out to Jones. Song for 3, that one's off the, and Gorell takes the rebound. Georgia Smith, nice step inside, good pass out to Rodriguez Perez, but she won't shoot that one from there. Abby Lowe does shoot the 3 though, this one's off. Jones picks it up. I guess if you know your range, you know your range, but it looked wide open there, Deborah Rodriguez Perez, probably could have had a good shot. Good defense by Chukwuetu as Hannah Shaw tried to find a player cutting to the basket. Eagles get it away, nice pass by Gorell. Chukwuetu in for another one. Georgia Smith tries to shoot the 3, and that's going to be a foul by Ryan Bailey, who can't quite believe it.
I think when Rodriguez turned down that kind of open look, my instinct was probably what you're not shooting that for. But I think it was fair enough because she did find Lowe for an open 3, who didn't manage to knock it down either. So, but I think it's more about the message it sends to your defender if you're not going to shoot from there.
Well, it makes it easier to defend, doesn't it? If you feel that your opposition's not going to shoot the ball and you know where the ball's going to try and go. Having said that, Ali Goro still managed to get up to 17 points in that first half. So, I think Georgia Smith going to the line for 2 shots. Chance for Georgia to get her first points of the game. Doesn't make the first. Ebony Horton and Vanessa Accra have come on for Hannah Shaw.
Tough when you look. Abby Lowe Rodriguez played a lot of minutes, almost 30 minutes in there. Combined 1 of 14. You know, it's going to hurt you when you haven't got a lot of offensive options.
Rodriguez Perez comes out and it's Rachel Bland who comes in. It's easy to say the Eagles have gone small, but I mean, they haven't, you know, Rodriguez Perez is our only player. 6 foot. Abby Lowe is tall, but she's very slender as well. Jones gets it to Fong Lu Ki. Ebony Horton. Jones, good defensive stand at the moment by the Eagles. And Chukwuetu gets her hands to it, and Rachel Bland cleans it up and gives it to Abby Lowe. Abby Lowe just was trying to give the pass to Georgia Smith, and it just came out of her hands too early. Jump ball called. Arrows in the direction of the Manchester Mystics.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a little bit of misfortune like that, it's easier to take when you were trying to do the right thing, and she was just trying to release Gorell there. She delayed it for a split second, and it was just too late. She got herself in a bit of a muddle, but still got a round of applause from Coach Bunton. I think saw the intent was good.
Jones to Horton. Horton up for 3. That one's off. Abby Lowe battling with a rebound. That's bump. Sophia Song inside and out, but Rachel Bland spotted that a mile off and came up with a great steal. Good hustle by the Eagles. Low to Gorell. Gorell gets past Nicola Lethal, but you can't make the layup. Accra takes the rebound, back to Jones. Song to Fong Lu Ki. Tries to turn the corner, but Abby Lowe won't allow her to. Sophia Song, nice fake, back to Vanessa Accra, and a nice 2-point basket by Vanessa Accra. Good play by Sophia Song.
Yeah, Mystics just don't look the same team when Shaw steps out. To credit to Hannah Shaw, because I think with her on the floor they've looked much more dangerous, so they've struggled a bit since she stepped out.
Nice work by Georgia Smith. Gorell. Abby Lowe ran into her own player there, but puts up the 3 and knocks down the 3, and that'll give them a little bit more confidence, and you can see that straight away with Georgia Smith geeing everybody up. Back the gap back down to 9,
and Lowe was 0 of 6, so she really needed that.
Fong Lu Ki out to Horton. Horton puts her shot up, not missing. Fong Lu Ki though well replaced for the rebound into Georgia Jones. Out to Sophia Song. Sophia Song knocks down the 3. 2 of 5 for Sophia Song from beyond the arc. Back up to 12 points for Manchester. Abby Lowe. Gorell turns, spins, back out to Abby Lowe. Abby Lowe up for 3 again. This time it's well short though and drops out for a Manchester end line ball. Helen Naylor coming back in. Rachel Bland takes a seat. Maddie McVicker come back in. It's Sophia Song who comes off for Helen Naylor to come on.
I think you saw all of the Eagles' issues on that last play when they're kind of looking inside and you've got no, you could argue you haven't just not got a centre, you probably haven't even got a power forward either.
Yeah.
No front court basically.
Jones back out to Fong Lu Ki. These two work well together in the back court for Manchester. Accra, Jones. Oh, nice work by Jones. Wraps it round, extra pass from Fong Lu Ki, and Ebony Horton knocks down the 3. And I think Chris Button thinks I better take a timeout. That was our first 3-point completion in 5 attempts. And we'll go to an advert break. So we're back. We've got 3:06 to go in the third quarter. Manchester up by 14. It's 49-35. Eagles struggling to keep up at the moment, but as Paul's mentioned, if they can't knock their outside shots down, they're going to struggle anyway because they just haven't got that physical presence inside at all at the moment.
Yeah, we've seen it in so many games over the years. I mean, it doesn't matter what league you're playing or anything. When you're the underdog, you're hanging around, and then the other team, the more quality team, especially when they hit threes, you can almost see the physical effects of that. The shoulders go down a little bit, but for a while there, the Eagles very active on defense, pressing. But obviously, Mystics do have other players to come off the bench, and they can just keep rotating. And I think it's what we said at the beginning. Basically, even if the Eagles play well, they might just get worn down.
I was talking to Lewis Sayers from the men's team today, and he was on about saying you can play really well for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, but if you haven't got the rotations to change it when things aren't going for you, it makes it very tough. Shot clock ticking down. Georgia Smith gives it to Maddie McVicker. She's well guarded by Fong Lu Ki, but
I think the Mystics are unhappy at that, but I noticed off the ball that Gorell was getting grabbed, pushed, and everything. I think she's telling the ref now, and I don't know if that's a deliberate strategy. She's so tired. Every piece of contact's going to really make her even more tired, and there might be a bit of a deliberate strategy there from the Mystics.
Abby Lowe turned the corner well. Chukwueto in there for 2. Nice play by Lowe and Chukwueto, and that's what the Eagles need more of. If they're going to pull this back, and have people to contribute, and those 2 girls really contributed well, but here's Fong Lu Ki. That's too easy, but it was a good drive. She spotted the lane open and drove hard and laid it in for 2. And at the other end, Alison Gorell looking to do the same. Comes back to Maddie McVicker. McVicker thought about giving it in to Chukwueto, but she was well guarded. Abby Lowe turns in, almost makes it 2, and that'll be a foul by Helen Naylor.
But that's so great. Chukwueto scored the basket and then could have had a pass for another one. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the young players' confidence we spoke about earlier to stop the main players dominating.
Abby Lowe knocks the first one down. I think Ori Chukwueto was only 17 or 18. Yeah. She might be just gone above 18 because I think she was in the under 18s last year, which has really improved an awful lot. She has come through the Eagles system, so that's another little bonus for the Eagles system. Abby Lowe didn't make the second though, so it's a 13-point game. Ball movement for the Mystics really is good. Accurate.
Yeah. And there again, Chukwueto didn't do much, but because she's so active, she got out of the shootout, forced a turnover, and that's what I really impressed with her. She's always impacting the game, whether she's on the ball, off the ball, just with her work ethic, energy.
Yeah, she certainly gives an awful lot for her side. Yeah, she's on the ball at the moment. Out to Abby Lowe, and Abby Lowe, that's a nice play by Abby Lowe. We got past Helen Naylor, and Helen Naylor had no option but to foul us. Abby Lowe went to the basket, but Abby Lowe made the basket. 2 points and chance for an and one, and that could bring them back to within 12 once again.
A good decision by Law. Just the fake, the drive, made it look easy, and obviously hopefully bonus of the and one here, which she gets.
She gets that, takes her up to 9 points personal. Helen Naylor's trapped by Smith and Chukwueto. That was tough physical play for the girls there, and Vanessa Accra was given a lot of space and time. She's gone to the basket. Ebony Horton for three. That one's too far. The Eagles can't come up with a rebound. Helen Naylor can't make the rebound. That's a fantastic rebound by Maddie McVicker in amongst the trees, but her pass is just too strong.
Yeah, I think Accra enjoys the physical duel, should we say?
It certainly does.
Her and Carell are really, really going at it.
From Lukey, Horton, Georgia Jones. That may be Georgia's first shot of the second half, but she's knocked it down. Yeah, it was her first shot of the second half. McVicker for three. That one's off. Horton takes the rebound. She's a very active player as well, Ebony Horton. Eagles need a stop here. 13 points the gap. Clicking down inside the final 30 seconds. We should get the ball back. Horton to the elbow, misses the shot. Great rebound by Vanessa Accra though. Good hands though by Ori Chukwueto, and she's fouled by Ebony Horton. Manchester in the penalty, so that'll be 2 shots for the Eagles.
I think Jeff Jones not particularly impressed by that foul with his team.
There's no need for it really, was it? Especially being in the penalty and you're 13 points up, just slack off really. And even if they conceded 2, it wouldn't have made a lot of difference.
Be interesting how the Eagles respond in these 7 seconds. Obviously need a stop, but they don't overreach, end up committing a foul or still hanging around.
Chukwueto.
Great job.
Yeah, she missed both the free throws, but managed to get the offensive rebound and the putback for 2. And Georgia Jones goes from the halfway and can't make it. So, at the end of 3, it's Manchester 54, the Eagles 43, just an 11-point gap, 10 minutes to go. Could still get back the Eagles, but money must be on Manchester Mystics at the moment. Okay, so in the final quarter, the break before the final quarter, both coaches very active, talking to their players.
Although I think Jeff Jones has spent more time talking to the referees.
Yeah, he has. Well, I think what it was is that what we're saying was that he called a timeout before. The free throws, and although Ori missed both of them, she did then score. So he was thinking he should have still had the timeout. He wanted to draw, I think, one last play, but didn't get that. And Georgia Jones, his daughter, put up the 3-point shot from the halfway line, which was no good, which meant that it's an 11-point gap. Nobody really in foul trouble. Hannah Shaw is on 3, but she's got a full quarter to play out 2, so I wouldn't be surprised to see her come back in. Eagles going with the starting 5.
Really gutsy, really gutsy third quarter that, Jeff. I thought from the Eagles they could have just been blown out. You know, they had a few minutes of some pretty poor play, but they recovered, they steadied themselves, both ends of the floor. But I think it was defensively where they kind of stepped up a little bit. Hanging around, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, they have lost all 3 quarters, but they only lost that one by a point. And as you say, Manchester only scored 16 in that quarter, which was their worst quarter, whereas the Eagles 15 was almost the best. So, you know, they can they can take a little bit of heart from that, plus the fact they've got the chance for the first offence of the final quarter. Chukwuetu to Georgia Smith. Abby Lowe. Good hands by Georgia Jones though. Well, sometimes I think there's two Ori Chukwuetus on the court. You know, she just absolutely seems to be everywhere at times.
And sometimes I do have sympathy for referees. Sometimes, and that was one time because I think it was so messy. Your brain was trying to compute what was going on there, and I think the referee was no different. Scrappy start, but again, anything scrappy suits the Eagles, in my opinion.
Didn't score. Need to get the ball back. Georgia Jones, who leads all scorers for the Mystics with 15. Good defense once again by the Eagles.
Oh.
Ali Goro just picked up that foul. That might be I'm not sure if that's a fair. I thought it was first foul of the game.
Yeah, it was cheap, but I think it probably was just a bit of frustrating little reach in there.
Jones, Chukwuetu all over her. Back to Helen Naylor. She points to Accra, tells Vanessa Accra where she wants her. Nice wrap-around pass. Lovely wrap-around pass for Vanessa Accra. And Ebony Horton cutting to the basket has an easy 2-point layup. And that one, Georgia Smith unfortunately bounced it off her own foot. And that goes dead, and it will be Manchester with another chance. Nicolette Fong Lu Ki with Maddie McVicker, and she's gone straight in. Accra, a nice pass out. Ebony Horton up for three, knocks the three down. There's 2 assists in a row for Vanessa Accra, 2 baskets in a row for Ebony Horton.
Really impressed with Accra, to be honest, in this game. Physicality, smart, nice passing, made things happen, played tough D.
Georgia Smith for three, knocks it down. Yeah, some of these Manchester girls certainly take no prisoners and at both ends of the floor. Very tough physical side. Hard for the Eagles to play against at the time, but Ori Chukwuetu almost gets a deflection, and that's going to be a foul by Abby Lowe. She tries to get a position, can't quite make it.
Almost a great interception by Chukwuetu. Well, she gets a well-deserved break.
Takes a break with 4 points personal, but she's also got 10 rebounds and 4 steals. If that's not hustle, I don't know what is. Jones, Accra, nice pass move again. Ebony Horton, see when that ball goes in Ebony Horton's hands, you know it's going to go one place, and that's up. Ali Goro to McVicker, nice pass to. Nice 1-2 passing between Rodriguez Perez and Abby Lowe, but Abby Lowe's 3-point shot is off. Manchester come back, 13 points still the gap. Fong Lu Ki turns the corner, here's Horton, she's going to drive to the basket. Abby Lowe on the ground again. Nice pass by Helen Naylor. Super passing from Manchester, and Helen Naylor, that deserved a basket, that passing. Really nice passing and good offense. Here's McVicker, she thought about going basket, she has gone to the basket. Doesn't get the 2-point shot.
Eagles wanted a foul, not so sure. A little out of control.
I think the thing is that we know it's supposed to be a non-contact game, but some of the contact is accidental and can't be helped. And I think that was a particular case there. Ebony Horton finds Fong Lu Ki. This time Helen Naylor is able to knock down the three, and that just stretches it to 16 points with 6:49 to go. The Eagles need something very quickly now. Manchester controlling though. Good defense once again by Accra on Gorell. Maddie McVicker having to go hard to the basket, doesn't quite make the two. The point you made before about Vanessa Accra, I think, is a really good one, Paul, because you look at Ali Goro, she had 17 points at the half, and she's still got 17 points.
Yeah, I mean, if ever you wanted to kind of give an MVP award to somebody who's got no stat or hardly any stats, I mean, that's probably unfair. She's got 6 boards. Had them couple of assists, but just off the ball, the physicality's been really impressive.
This is one of the things. I mean, this is my first year commentating on the ladies basketball, and one of the things that's impressed me is the hustle. I liken it to the American college basketball, where every play means something. It doesn't matter whether it's the first minute of the game or the last minute. These girls always play hard, always play tough, never let their heads go down, because they just the value every minute they've got. I think.
Well, I mean, any of the elite level referees that I've spoken to in Europe who've refereed men and women's, we say the women's game's a nightmare because it is so physical in a different kind of way, but grabbing, the pulling, the scratching, the just everything. Just really, really do play tough. But I think obviously for the women's game, the most important elements are always the teamwork and the shooting, because without that, obviously it's a very difficult thing to market. So they'll have to keep the ball movement, work as a team, play hard, make some shots.
Well, I've said that, I've said it to myself a few times that I should come down to more women's games, and obviously I've had the chance this year to commentate and really enjoyed what I've seen. And even if we next season, if we're allowed back into to spectate, we probably won't broadcast the girls' games, but I'll certainly be down to watch them. Though I'm just getting a thumbs up from producer Les here saying that we are going to be continue on.
Well, I'll be happy to come back and commentate on a few.
I might have you back tomorrow night for the BBL game. Georgia Smith for three. That one, Georgia's really puts up some nice looking shots. She just doesn't quite seem to make the range. Rodriguez Perez trying to get down the floor in front of Hannah Shaw. Hannah Shaw got there first, but Manchester just take their time. No hurry for them really, with the gap being at 15. Georgia Jones turns the corner. Sophia Song usually likes to shoot that three. Comes back out. Fong Lee Kee, that's nice play. Lovely play for Manchester. And Nicolette knocks down the three.
Yeah, turn the volume up when Shaw's back on. But again, it's the ball movement and quality of Manchester that's been the difference.
It's the options as well, hasn't it, Paul? They've got more options, which also helps. So Goral having to do an awful lot of work there just to create almost her own shot, and it didn't quite go for her. And Manchester wants to come away with the rebound. Fong Lu Ki is Ebony Horton. She's going to go hard to the basket, and that's a nice basket from Ebony Horton. Abby Lowe looking a little bit tired.
Yeah, the whole Eagles, when you look just the body language and obviously the energy that they're able to kind of put on the floor. Tired pass there from Lone, struggling to get back. I think that's what we expected from the start, and you said in the Lions game, even when they played well, they just ran out of gas. Yeah,
and it's starting to look that way again. 20 points of difference, 5 minutes to go. She ain't singing yet, but she's certainly warming up. Sophia Song. Well, there's good hustle that time by the Eagles. Mark Vicker and Rodriguez Perez. And the bounce pass from Mark Vicker probably just a little bit too hard for Ali Goral, but again,
I think it was a second too late. That was the issue. I think when you're a player, you prefer a bit more the open floor. Probably just delayed it that split second, allow the defender to get back position.
Abilo takes a well-earned break. Instead of sitting down, she collapsed into the seat on the bench. Outlet ball by Rachel Bland. Good screen by Deborah Rodriguez Perez, and that gets Ali Goral free to the basket. And Ali Goral makes tough baskets, so if you're going to give her an easy one, she's going to make them all day long.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one bugbear that I would have with the Eagles tonight. It's the lack of screens I mentioned earlier. Whenever they do set a screen, it just seems like everything's so much easier for them.
Sophia Song, that's a good stand by Rodriguez Perez. And but there's the answer. 3-point shot. Fong Lu Ki. That's tough, isn't it, when you've played such good defence?
But you mean you run into somebody, catch your own ball, make a pass, and it's a three?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Goral. Back to Rodriguez Perez. Back to Goral. That's stolen by Ebony Horton. That was a tired-looking play by Alison Goral, and Ebony Horton showing that ability. Up to 15 points personal now. Taking a lot of shots to get there, but she has. Goral into Mark Vicker. Mark Vicker Out to Rachel Bland. Rachel Bland comes inside, knocks down the 2. A little bit too late perhaps, but could have been doing that a lot earlier. 21 points the gap, 72 to 51, 3:16 to go. Mystics look like they're going to make it into the semi-final. It's a nice shot from Hannah Shaw, but it comes off the rim. Long rebound picked up by Garel. Rachel Bland making a good
pass.
push. Yeah, it was a great cut to the basket by Rachel Bland. Excellent pass by Ali Gorel. It's really, really frustrated that Rachel Bland didn't make that layup.
Not as frustrated as Garel. I think she wanted the assist.
That's what I'm saying,
Oh,
yeah. It was good. I was saying about the, It's not so much that you wanted the assist, she deserved the assist, isn't it, as much as anything else, you know. So really, it's one thing having the vision, it's another thing being able to complete it, you know, and that was an excellent bit of play. Okay, so 2:59 to go, 72-51. Chris Bunton calls his second time out. Chris does like to take his time out even if his team's down, so, and there's no reason why not to. He can have a chat to his players, just tell them just to try and settle in for the last 3 minutes, see what they can get out of it, if they can get anything out of it at all.
Yeah, I think the Eagles tonight, you've really seen how somebody like Coop still being here, big, strong, towering kind of presence, trying to play without any kind of front court rotation. Rodriguez has struggled physically and obviously from the floor in terms of making shots.
Manchester, a bit of a press put on by Chris Bunton, but Manchester break it and get into the half court offence. Hannah Shaw, Jones. Another one player the Eagles really miss. And it's hard to see. Ebony Horton for 3. Long 2, in fact. Ebony Horton up to 20 points personal.
She's been so smooth this second half.
Yeah. She was. Oh, that's a tired pass again. Rodriguez Perez and Rachel Bland's just ran both lengths of the court. Eagles chasing shadows at the moment, unfortunately. Hannah Shaw lobs it over. Millie Orton tries to cut the gap. Excellent reverse layup by Rosie Hines, but it didn't go. Ebony Horton steals it. Eagles just struggling a wee bit here. Ebony Horton, and I think that's going to be another timeout. Substitution, or is it time? No, I think it's a timeout. We go to an advert break. We're back.
Gonna miss your bus, Jeff?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Chris Bunton's third and final timeout, with 1:57 to go. So Chris obviously not anticipating the close game. 25 points gap. Well, I think you can say, as he said, it's done and dusted. And Manchester have been very impressive, very professional in the way they've got about their business this afternoon or this evening. Ebony Horton now up to 22 points personal, 10 and 19 shooting.
In Coach Bunton's defence, I'd have to say that it's been a really poor last 3 or 4 or 5 minutes with so many turnovers. I mean, if the Mystics are picking you apart and making shots, that's one thing, but I think to go down the court on offence and give the ball away so cheaply so many times, you know, I can see the justification that what you're going to finish with this game, you might take into your next game, and he's probably got one eye on the next game already.
Which is on Saturday down in Cardiff, 1:30 tip-off. You can follow the girls on Nova Radio Northeast. Jump ball given. Ori Chukwueto once again, the instigator there. Eagles get the ball, it's their arrow. Millie Oates, Rachel Bland into Deborah Rodriguez Perez. Nice turn, but shot short again. Good rebound by Helen Naylor. Georgia Jones, she must be sick of the sight of Chukwueto. Seems to be there every single time she gets the ball. There's Bratka. Ebony Horton back to Bratka. Bratka thought about shooting the two, decided not to. Sophia Song. Georgia Jones. Ebony Horton will shoot the three, doesn't make it. Ori Chukwueto takes our 11th rebound of the game. Another great little personal performance. Molly Arnold, who's come on for her first minutes, puts up a shot, doesn't make it. Good outlet pass by Georgia Jones, just a little bit too far, but good breakout from Rosie Hines. Georgia Jones finally takes a seat. I think that's the first time she's sat there all night. No, it's just Jordan earlier in the game, yeah. 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists for Georgia Jones. Her night's work is done. Millie Oates, Rachel Bland, nice cut. Good hands up by Maya Bratka. Rosie Hines brings the ball away. It's in the hands of Ebony Horton. Sophia Song. There's Vanessa Accra. Nice pass to Rosie Hines. And Ebony Horton for 3. This one's in and out. Certainly not shy of shooting as Ebony Horton. Pass in by Rachel Bland. Nice pass by Deborah Rodriguez Perez, and a nice finish by Ori Chukwueto. Too little too late though. 23 points the gap. Manchester bring it over, and I think that's going to be all she wrote. Congratulations to Manchester Mystics. They take it 76-53, and well deserved, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be summarised quite simply that it went to script.
Yeah, and that, yeah, absolutely. And it'll be disappointing for Coach Bunton, but there's not a great deal you can do about it when a team comes as strong as Manchester were today, and they really the performance as a team was very, very good indeed. So they'll go forward to the semi-finals of the WBBL trophy. And Eagles, well, you could say all they've got left is concentrate on the league, but they've got a lot of work to do there. But they go to Cardiff on Saturday. So they're making that trip down tomorrow. And from myself, Jeff King, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. And thank you very much, Paul, for co-commentating.
Been a pleasure. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks very much.